Because if she called you a liar, I'd be saying the same thing to her. You don't come in here saying somebody's lying to you at all. Because if you tell me somebody's lying, you better bring it and you better be able to prove. Yes.
And she's indicated to me that it's going to begin again in February. I asked for some verification of that. I didn't see any verification. My client doesn't have any verification of that. So at this point, she also says she applied to SER, correct?
Right.
But I didn't have proof of that either. So
you did an SER?
Okay, how you doing? This is the issue. Last week, when her and I discussed it, the complex was saying, first of all, I was working. I do have Section 8. I pay a portion of my rent. I have welfare to work. So the manufacturing, I lost my job. They did just a surprise layoff on the 4th. So at that point, I let the office know this will be my last check. I gave them $700, which is my whole check. I told them that I would have to put this in through my Section 8, let them know what was going on. At that point, they said that I owe $400 for security when I first moved in. I've been there almost a year. I told them I didn't agree with that. Their paperwork was inaccurate. We met last week on Zoom, and then she was saying that she agreed with me that they didn't know exactly what the numbers were. Now, I guess they have that worked out. So now they're saying that I owe, I believe, $1,700. I told her that I just recently got my job. I start the 29th, so I won't get paid until the 9th. I explained I don't know.
It's luck off.
Yes. What's her name, sir?
Luck off.
Okay, to the lawyer that I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I explained to this man.
usually spot it a little bit, but
Excuse me. I could go into payment arrangements for the 17th. Excuse me. I can make an arrangement on the 6th, on the 9th, and the 16th, have it paid off. Then she was explaining February rent. I was explaining to her that I do have Section 8 and I do have my SCR and all my paperwork in here. She was just really not trying to hear it, and I didn't want to evolve the situation, so I just had to speak directly to you. So I was trying to explain to her that I've already put in my paperwork with Section 8 saying that I am not working. They have to verify everything, which takes a minute, but the rent will be paid for February. So that just leaves me with what I got going on now. And she said that's not good enough for her. Then I explained to her I did put in an SER, and she said I didn't have proof. I have proof on my phone right here and a tracking number. She said I was supposed to put it in on a certain day. The reason why I didn't go in on that day because they didn't even know how much I owed on our last hearing. So once they were still trying to figure out everything, I just went ahead. SOS told me to just put in an SER just to protect myself. I'm not really trying to get resources because I can try to do this on my own. I was just trying to put a hold on until I got my paychecks going back. And she didn't seem to understand that. So that's why we couldn't come up to a conclusion or agreement. And she wanted me to say that this is where the problem came in. She wanted me to agree to pay the whole amount. And I told her I was not comfortable agreeing because I have a contract with Section 8. So Section 8 has to pay my portion until I get back able to do it myself, which would be next month. And she wasn't understanding that. And that's what left us to where we are. Sorry, if that makes sense.
Is the claim 1731?
yes,
77?
yes.
Thank you.
And I would ask for entry of a judgment at this juncture, Your Honor. I don't believe the paperwork was submitted to the court like Judge Barr indicated had to be. That's plaintiff's position and request.
I would like an adjournment because I submitted it and
Submitted what?
I submitted the SCR and I
Did you bring it over to the court?
No, because at the time we went to court. I think they said that it had to be due on Wednesday. We didn't even know they were still trying to figure out what was the amount that was owed because last time we were here, you and I both agreed that.
Okay, but how much was supposed to be submitted? Well, not submitted. How much? Let me go back to the SCR. What date did you do your SCR?
I did my SCR Wednesday night, which means it went through Thursday morning.
Wednesday night being the 10th?
last week.
Should have been the 10th.
I'm sorry.
The 10th of January?
The day after we had court. I just have a tracking number.
Or you had court on the what?
It was last week, Your Honor. It was on the 12th.
So you had your SER in before that
No, I
date?
had it the day after court.
Court was on a Friday, Your Honor.
Well, Monday, I'm sorry, the next following day. I did it after.
So you did it on MLK Day?
I believe so, on the internet. I have the track.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm gonna ask you this, and Ms. Luckoff, maybe you can clarify this because this has been coming up for me. At the first hearing, when they're told they need to do that, are they telling them that they need to also have the form?
Yes, they're telling them they need to submit the form within 5 days to the court.
That's not what was told to me. They didn't even have they were still trying to figure out my security deposit. And this,
No. I'm talking about your form that grants a stay.
I didn't know anything about that, and I tried to explain that to her today. They told me to put in an SER, and that's what I did.
Judge Barr does.
Who told you this?
FOA. Because we didn't even think that we were gonna have to go this far.
Yeah, I know SOS told you that. I'm trying to figure out why the forms aren't being filed with the court. Hey, all right. Do you have anything that verifies your February rent is set, ma'am?
From Section 8.
Yes.
I just have the paperwork, the change of packet I put into Section 8. And I have an email from my worker saying that she's working on everything. I didn't know that I had to have something saying.
No, I
To verify everything. I'm waiting on Section 8. But I've done everything on my part.
and did you your SER, there's been no determination on that.
Not that I know of, sir. No.
So what's your intent, or how would you get the 1731 paid?
My intent was to make a payment on the 9th and the other payment on the 16th.
All right, you understand the plaintiff's reluctance to do that because they don't have anything saying Section 8 is going to pay your rent for February.
They're in a contract with Section 8 that states that I'm not working Section 8.
I get that, but they need something from Section 8 saying we're going to pay.
That's in my housing contract. When I first moved there, they state that if something happens, Section 8 covers your portion, and they should know that.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, I apologize.
All right. I mean, you're not wrong in terms of the language. You're not hearing or listening to what I'm saying. If you were the landlord, and I've got somebody that's behind 1731, right? And there's been something with your Section 8, fine. They're asking for some verification that Section 8 is going to cover that February period, your February rent. Okay, they don't have that. Follow me?
I do, but the part I don't understand is it's kind of like they already have a contract with Section 8. Like I explained, I can't say I can only cover.
I know they have a contract,
Okay.
but the contract is, but listen, the contract is dependent upon what you do.
So my voucher isn't.
No, because listen to me. Let's say you're saying you reported all this stuff to Section 8, but let's say you didn't. The landlord's not going to know that. Nothing changes for the landlord on their end in terms of what they're looking at. But let's say then you did submit it to Section 8, but they dropped the ball and they don't do their part. Again, the landlord doesn't know. You see what I'm saying? All right. So the issue here becomes how are you, and if you can't get the 1731 paid before February 9th, you got a problem.
I tried to go into a payment arrangement for the 1,700, which I told her I could have it all paid off by the 16th.
Of
Going back to work of February, which means I'll just pay on the 9th and the 16th. That'll cover the 1,700. But she wanted me to commit to the other 1,400 for February. That's where our problem came in.
Right. Because they don't, if you listen to me,
I understand.
because they don't know if Section 8's gonna pay it. That's why she wants you to commit to pay it. If particularly she wants you to commit to pay it if Section 8 doesn't.
I have no problem with that. It's just the way she said it. I felt like I was being backed in. How she explained it to me, Your Honor, it was like she was saying I didn't even have Section 8. I was lying, and I was showing her email.
All right, I've listened to enough here.
Ma'am, stop, because that's not true. No, that's not true. Ms. Luckoff has been before this court time and time again, and I'm gonna tell you something. She doesn't lie to people. She just tells them the truth. It may not be what they want to hear, but she doesn't lie to people. And listen. Because if she called you a liar, I'd be saying the same thing to her. You don't come in here saying somebody's lying to you at all. Because if you tell me somebody's lying, you better bring it and you better be able to prove it.
Okay, sir, she was saying that I was telling her other than the truth, but I was showing her the emails where we were going back and forth about
That
it.
is absolutely untrue. I'm not, I said there's no proof.
I'm about done with you.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm about done with you. Because I'm going to tell you what, when I'm sitting here and explaining it to you, you weren't listening to me. So I know exactly what was going on as Ms. Luckoff's talking to you. You're not listening to a darn thing she's telling you. And you're just making up whatever you want to make up to try to figure it out. And then I'm going to sit up here and try to call her a liar. That doesn't work here. No, there's no apology necessary. And I don't accept it. Because even after I told you she didn't lie to you, you said it again.
I don't know how else to prove that what I'm saying besides trying
The
to.
money's owed. I'm gonna find no tribal issue. I'm granting judgment to the plaintiff for possession. Judgment amount $1,731.77. Writ issued 10 days. Come up in here and act respectful to people, then I don't have a problem with you. But you don't do it, I'm done. Bye. Have a good evening.
So just can I appeal this or what?
You can appeal it. Paperwork's done in the hallway. Court calls the case of Arbor One West versus Mercedes Houston.
Your Honor, the parties.
Hello, what's your name?
Mercedes Houston.
You got something to say about Ms. Luckoff? No. Go ahead. No, go ahead.